Yo, what's up, guys? This is my first YouTube video on this new channel. I did have an older channel, but I didn't really use it as much, so I decided to create a new channel. But as you can kind of see in the topic, that this is my full coming out story, kind of. I just wanted to have like a sort of a little disclaimer at the start. I am kind of a rambler. This is my first YouTube video, so I am sorry if it's not all perfect, but I just wanted to put my story out there, I feel like everybody that comes out has their own story to tell, and I feel like just telling it to the camera will be a lot better. I actually don't even know if I'm going to upload this. I really don't. I really don't think I'll upload this. I'm just going to talk pretty freely. There's not going to be any edits. But yeah, here we go. So I basically grew up in, well, I'm not going to say where I grew up, but I grew up in kind of a religious household, and more of a household that kind of looks at things like LGBTQ as kind of like an alien type of, like a whole different like stratosphere in the world we live in. Like, it's just something that wasn't even considered for many of like my cousins, me, and like a lot of other people in my family. It's just something that wasn't as supported or like as praised as like being heterosexual is. So growing up with that mindset, I didn't really like understand what a lot of things were when I was a kid. And when I was 14, that's when I had my first crush on a girl. And at that point, I was like, oh, I really like girls. So I was like, okay. So I started going for this girl in my high school, and I talked to her, I asked her out. I did get rejected. And after that, I liked a lot of different girls in school. Like, at least there's like over 10 plus like girl situations that happened in high school where I liked a girl and all this stuff. But I already knew that I liked girls for like the longest time. And it wasn't until I was about 15 or 16 that I had a crush on this boy in my class that I never really did anything about. I just kind of admired him from afar. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but yeah, I admired him from afar. I didn't really want to like mess anything up. So I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to admire him from afar, but I'm not going to do anything. And that's basically all I did. Like, I think I had like one conversation with him the whole high school like tenure. So like, yeah, nothing happened with that. So boom, I graduate high school. And then I sort of get into this weird area when I go to community college where I'm starting to have curious thoughts of like hooking up with a guy or like doing things with men as well. And I never really like pursued it for a while, and mainly because I really thought that it was not wrong, but it was so frowned upon with people that I talked to, my friends, a lot of some family members that made some weird comments. I just never really pursued it. I more suppressed it within myself. When I was 19, I had my first kiss with a girl. And then from then on, I did keep like dating women and stuff. And things started to get better. I entered a few situationships here and there. And then, and then we go to the pandemic. So the pandemic hits, everything's closed, everything's locked down. And I noticed everybody's hopping on the dating apps. Like, I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, like everybody's hopping on the dating apps. It was wild. So I was like, fuck it, I should go on the dating apps. My one homie was like, yo, you should go on the dating apps. My sister-in-law was like, yo, you gotta go on the dating apps. I feel like you find your like ideal woman or whatever on there. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go on the dating apps. So I started going on dating apps, started swiping, of course, on girls only. And then during that time, I got even more curious about hooking up with a guy. And that one crush I had in high school that I kind of suppressed started to come to the forefront of my brain. And I was like, you know what? Let me actually go in there and go on Grindr. So I downloaded Grindr, right? Really, I know it's such a big step. And downloading Grindr is so horrible. Like, Grindr is probably the worst app ever. Like, it's just not good from like from all my experiences off Grindr, which has been very limited. But, well, actually, no, it hasn't been limited. But yeah, I went on there in 2020 to try and like experiment, or per se. I more just wanted to see what was out there, is what I kept telling myself. And I started talking to a few people from there. Things fizzled out. I never actually like went through with anything. And on Tinder, I just decided to switch my filters to guys. And I would do that every now and then. Like, I would switch to the guys for like 20 seconds, or like a few minutes, just to swipe. And I would see a couple that are pretty cute out of the batch. and then I would switch it back to girls. Like I was still more suppressing who I am because of my background and my family and how I grew up with like even masculinity and like femininity and like being a man and you should only like girls, like things I was told like in school with like peers and friends, things like that. So yeah, sorry, I lost track of where I was. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm like going on Tinder. I'm switching it to guys every now and then, but I never actually went through with it. So 2021 happens, 2022 happens. I'm still kind of flirting with the idea now. So now I'm downloading this app called Tammy, and I'm out there kind of talking to other people, sort of like trans women obviously on there, and then some guys I was talking to on there a little bit. Nothing really too serious. And then we fast forward to I go back to school. I go back to school, like I'm on college, I'm on the dorms. I meet a girl. I end up being in a situationship with her for a while. I had like a little thing with her for like 4 or 5 months before it ended. And then after that ended, I started kind of soul searching a bit more. Now, I never actually put it into fruition, but I was just more soul searching during 2023. And it was during this time where I started to like, or like, you know, when you're like self-pleasuring, like masturbating or whatever. And I was thinking about guys. So I was like, oh shit, like maybe this is something I'm into. So like it all started coming to the forefront more and more as the years progressed. We entered 2024. Now for 2024, I was kind of on Grindr here and there. Now I would talk to people on Grindr and like talk to them sort of, but we still never met, never did anything. And it wasn't until this past summer, 2024, where I was like, I think I gotta like actually pursue this. I have to kind of like not reinvent myself, but I have to kind of like go see what's out there. Like I have to fully accept who I am, which is something I've had so much problem doing in my life. So I was like, in order to fully accept who I am, I gotta just go for it. Like that's what you gotta do in life. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. So that's why I said during the summer, I was like, I'm gonna create a Tinder. I said it to guys only. I started getting some matches here and there. And I actually punked out. I remember now, I deleted it after a week. Like the suppression, I was trying to suppress it more and more, and it just wasn't working out. I met someone off of Tinder. I met this guy named Jay, and we started talking a bit. And things got pretty hot and heavy through like text for the next couple weeks. And he had a free hotel room for his job or whatever. Or he like worked at a job and he stayed in hotel rooms for like an extended period of time for his job. And he was close to my area. So basically he invited me to come over, but I like wussed out. I just wasn't, I was feeling it, but I was so scared. I wasn't like ready to really accept who I really am. And I am now, like in this present moment. I'll catch up to this present moment. But yeah, that happened. I wussed out. And then after a while, I was thinking, and I was like, man, like I really got to do this. And this happened about like, now we're in October, November-ish, where I'm like, I really got to do this. The thing with the other dude, Jay, didn't really work out. I'm like, fuck, I got to do this. So I installed Tinder. I started swiping for matches. I go on Grindr at the same time. And I'm talking to a few different guys. And I meet this one guy named T. And this is about like late November, early December. So we're talking, me and T are talking for about a week and a half. And it wasn't until about 2.5 weeks ago now where I messaged him when we ended up meeting up. And we didn't do anything, but we went on like a date. Or I'm sorry, I messed it up. In November. So November we go on a date. And it doesn't really go anywhere. Like we're more better off as friends. So nothing happens. I didn't really like explore or anything like that. But then I meet this one guy named Austin off of Tinder. And he's really beautiful, like really pretty. Like I said that the first time I met him, he's so pretty. Like you guys wouldn't believe. But yeah, I ended up meeting him like mid-October. And we talked from October till about now. We're still talking like a bit now. It has fizzled out a bit, but we are talking still now. But in October, we meet up. And nothing happens. And I do end up meeting up with the guy named T. So I meet up with T, and I meet up with this other guy named Austin after T. I guess I probably shouldn't say his name, but fuck it. So yeah, I meet up with Austin after this, and then we end up doing some stuff. We end up we ended up like going on like we went on a Chick-fil-A date and stuff like that. And then I still remember this is mid-November, mid to end of November, so about a month ago. And I was like, I mean, shit, I was really scared on this date, but he ended up kissing me, and it was amazing. I felt sparks and fireworks, and yeah, from then on, it was just like we met up like a few times a week, just like made out, went on like cute dates and stuff, and yeah, I just basically stopped suppressing the fact that I am bisexual, and that's what I'm coming to in the present moment right now. This will probably be uploaded on New Year's Day, but on New Year's Day or like a couple days after New Year. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to share. That's kind of my story for how I found out that I'm bisexual. I did skip a lot of parts, but I didn't really want to go that in depth with everything for my first video ever. But yeah, that's how I figured out I was bisexual. It's happened a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago now. And yeah, I mean, it's been amazing seeing him and everything. It's really fun. I'm having a really good time. I really like him. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that. And this is my first video ever. And I actually did end up telling my parents. I told my parents, my older brother, and my sister-in-law about it last week, and it went very well. They all support me. The core group of them support me. The rest of my family, probably not. Probably not. I mean, they're very judgmental with this sort of thing, so I doubt the rest of the family would accept me. But I know that I accept me now. I'm not suppressing it anymore. Like, this is who I am. And I just want to make this channel for just something for me to talk to a camera to. Maybe I could help somebody out there that's also that's also like going through stages of being bisexual, or like having not an identity crisis, but they're having issues with it. They're having like questions about certain things that I also had questions about, because I watched YouTubers when they were saying like how they came out as bisexual, things like that, and it's really helped me. So yeah, that's why I'm making this channel, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed my first little story time about my life. But yeah, I'm here to stay. This is a new year, and I've always wanted to create a YouTube channel, so here we go. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Let me know anything in the comments. Let me know your story on how you came out, on how you figured out you were bisexual. Like, let me know. I would love to know. But thank you. Have a good one. Peace.